Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a look at r/OhNoConsequences. So if you want to have a wild time with me today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. First post shared by Throw RA pissed off, or pissed off, actually. Am I the butthole for blowing up at my pregnant wife and putting my foot down after her blow up? Created the account because my wife has read it, but thinking I don't care, she can find it. But the account is already created. Didn't really need to know that. We are renting a 2-bedroom house from an older man. We'll call him G for this. I don't know how to really describe G, but older, retired, military is the closest. This man has been nothing but kind to us, far more than either of our parents have been. We live in California, and the average rent in our area is around $2,600. For a 2-bedroom. Oh my goodness. At first, we were a bit skeptical because the house was advertised, but G wanted to meet the tenants personally before anything else. The listing stated $2,500, but was also stated as negotiable. We met with G, and I don't know if he liked us or felt sorry for us because we told him our story, but he offered us the place for $1,600. Any problems we have ever had throughout the 6 years me and my wife have lived in the house was fixed within 48 hours. G is the landlord that everyone wishes they had. He isn't money hungry, and if rent is a bit late, he understands as long as you keep him informed. We haven't had an issue with him in 6 years. Yeah, G sounds like a hell of a guy. I have asked him why he is renting the house out to us so cheap, and his story broke my heart. He bought the house for his daughter a couple of years before we moved in, but unfortunately, she and her fiancé died in a car crash, and he couldn't find the heart to sell it, but also doesn't want it to just stay empty. During the plague times, when my wife lost a job and I had to take a pay cut, I called him and told him about the situation. I asked if it was possible for us to pay a couple of hundred less in rent, and then I will pay everything back once the plague times stopped. He came over and talked to me and my wife. After 2 hours of talking, he said he would forgive half of our rent until the whole plague times thing is done, and that then we can just go back to the original contract. I can't describe how happy I was. I thanked him with tears in my eyes. With the £700 saved on rent, we were able to keep our heads above water during that crisis. Above is the kind of man that G is. My wife is currently 5 months pregnant. G had some health scares, so we haven't seen him for the last 6 months. He came over the day before yesterday to tell us that he is healthy again, and will again take up the care responsible, so if anything is needed to give him a call. He saw my wife, and obviously the belly, and asked how far along she was. We told him, and he had just had this smile from ear to ear and said congratulations. Before he walked off, he said kids are expensive, so as a baby gift from me, let's make the rent an even $1,000 until the baby is born. I have no idea why, but for some reason this set my wife off completely. She started yelling at G, calling him an old man that is looking down at us, and that he can take his useless gift and shove it up his ass. She was yelling for like 3 minutes, and every time I tried to stop her, she would just get louder and louder. I don't know what got into my wife, but at the end of her rant, she said, if you really want to give us something for our baby, you should not let us pay rent at all, you stupid fucking old man. That is what you call a gift. Oh my life. Like, you may not have somewhere to live very soon. My goodness. G took everything she said and didn't say a word back. His face just went from happy to completely emotionless. After my wife was done, he just left. I blew up on my wife and asked her what the fuck she was thinking, as G never did anything wrong to us. She just started to cry and refused to talk to me for the rest of the night. Every time I brought it up, she would start crying, but I caught on to the crocodile tears and I told her to just stop because I want an explanation. Yesterday morning, before I left for work, I told her that she better be ready, because ready or not, when I got home, we will talk about what happened, and I will not accept her fake tears. I got a text from G telling me that we have to talk. He asked to meet at the house at 5, and I agreed. We met up at the house, and he asked to come in. We sat in the living room and he asked if my wife could join us, and she did. He didn't ask why or what happened or nothing. All he did was lay out what will be happening going forward. He said the gift will no longer be happening and he will expect the full rent at the end of the month. No excuses. He said that the rent will stay at $1,600 until our lease is up for renewal, which is ending end of this year, and when the lease is over, we are more than welcome to renew. Then he will be charging us market rate for the house. That is more than an $1,000 increase. I tried to talk to him, but he refused to listen and then just walked out the house. I mean, I get it. He has been more than accommodating, and your wife just spat it back in his face in the most vile and rude way ever. I completely understand why he'd be like, yeah, actually, you can get stood on if you think you're getting anything else out of me. My wife was as white as a ghost on the couch and stammered, what are we going to do? Because she knows a $1,000 increase in the rent will lead us back to living on paycheck to paycheck. My paycheck is enough to cover literally every single bill until my promotion in 14 months. I blew up and told her that this shit is her doing. She asked me to run after G and talk to him, or to call him and try and talk to him, but G is refusing. The only message I got back was, please contact me if it has something to do with the house, not for any personal matters, as our relationship will only be strictly landlord and tenant. That is it. 100% understand. I get G completely. My wife is frantically trying to call G and apologised, but he isn't answering her calls. She knows her part-time job paycheck might not be enough, and I told her that we will need to downsize. She is not happy. Well, she can go be not happy somewhere else because it's her fault. I am not happy with my wife at all, and she is calling me an asshole because I'm mad at her. 1,000 doesn't sound like a lot for some, but for me, it is a lot of money. 1,000's a hell of a lot of money. My wife's paycheck would not have been touched for rent or anything, but now it has to, as I told her she will cover the 1,000 if she wants to stay in the house, as I refuse to take up longer hours or more shifts. She is devastated because her part-time job salary might not be enough and she will have to go back into full-time work. Sorry if my post is all over the place. It was really hard to read, to be fair. There was lots of mistakes, but you're forgiven. I am tired and my emotions aren't at the right place currently, as I'm stressing about things that hasn't even crossed my mind before and things that I haven't had to stress over. The situation sounds rough, I know, but like I said above, I am up for a promotion at work for my manager's job when he retires in 14 months. I am assured the job and have it in writing. The increase is enough for my wife to only part-time work, but that will only be in 14 months, and she has to cover the missing 1,000 for the rent as I'm refusing. I don't want to move, but if she doesn't cover the missing 1,000 or can't, we will have to. Edit. I have asked my wife if G has done something or said something to her that caused her reaction to him wanting to give as a gift, and she, in tears, told me no, but can't or won't give me a reason. To me, in my mind, I took what she said at face value, and I believe that she thinks G was looking down on us, as she said when he made the offer. I mean, yeah, she might feel like embarrassed about the fact that, you know, you have to get cheaper rent and all that lot, and, you know, maybe she feels a bit guilty as if she's like taking from G. But still, that was not acceptable. Even if you're feeling stressed, like talking to him like that was not acceptable. That 500 would have helped monumentally, and my wife knows that. She also knows getting a house like we currently have, as good as we have it in the house, is not a guarantee, because we have read numerous stories on Reddit about other landlords, and she herself has always explained how lucky we have been. Edit 2. I worded it like crap in my post, sorry. Our lease is up for renewal, but our lease will basically be cancelled and not renewed. We will basically have to reapply for the lease, and the new amount will be market rate. He said for the fact that we have been good tenants so far, he will give us first option to the house. Think yourself lucky you're getting that, to be honest. Edit 3, because it keeps coming up. I actually forgot how far Reddit can go with things. I know this sounds of me, but I am more sure that G hasn't slept with my wife than I am my wife has never cheated on me. Yeah, I don't think G slept with your wife either. Myself included, I have never met a man more set on morals and principles. He still wears his wedding ring, even though his wife has been dead for more than 10 years. When I asked him about wanting a woman or a girlfriend in his life, he said no. His wife is waiting for him and he will not disappoint her. So down in the comments, Completed Et says, not the butthole to you. Your wife just shot your family in the foot. Exactly. And then the OP says, I did tell her that. All the plans made, everything up in smoke because she felt slighted for some reason. That is how I see it currently. And then Aeloria says, what's done is done, and you aren't going to be able to repair that relationship. But I do think you owe that man a handwritten thank you note for the many kindnesses he extended to you over the years, and an apology for your wife's behaviour. Yes, she should be giving it, but I think it would be a nice gesture for him to know that you did not and do not agree with her. Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree. Next post is considerably shorter, but seems just as infuriating. Dad of 3 posts saying, am I the butthole for storming off from my sister's wedding after she dead-named my son? I'm a 45-year-old single father of 3. Their mum died 10 years ago. I have 3 sons, 17-year-old Andrew, 15-year-old Connor, and 14-year-old Max. Connor was born female. He is trans. He came out as trans 5 years ago and has now socially transitioned, not yet physically. My sister, 38F, just got married. Me and my sons were also invited. My family has known that Connor is trans for 2 years now. Some have adjusted well, some not so much. My sister is pretty indifferent about it. Her wedding was really super well organised to the last detail. She wanted all the men to wear a shirt and tie, and then women's sundresses. I texted her a picture of our outfits the day before the wedding, and she said, where's Naya's dress? I was a bit surprised and told her not to dead-name my son, and that he'll be wearing a shirt and tie like the rest of the men there, or we aren't coming. She said fine, and that was it. At the reception, my sister got mad that Connor was wearing a tie, but didn't say much after that. When we sat down at our table, the card said Naya. I went to my sister, and she said she used their real name. I told her that me and my boys are leaving, and she told me, don't you dare cause a scene at my wedding. Naya can be a guy any other day. Ah, yes. Like they're just playing a role. Sure. I called her a bigot, and we left. My family says I ruined her wedding. She ruined her own wedding. Why? Well, actually, sounds like she didn't accept the changes, and that her indifference was just her waiting for a moment when she could be as transphobic as possible, and hoped that she could get away with it because it was her wedding. What a twat. And the thing is, as well, saying, oh, their real name. Like, my mum literally changed her whole entire name legally. So does that mean that her name doesn't count anymore? Because that's not the name she was given at birth? You know, she hasn't transitioned, but she has changed her name. No, I imagine that this sister wouldn't bat an eyelid at the change of her name, because obviously it's all to do with transphobia, clearly. So down in the comments, Samantha Carter 4 says, he can be a man any other day. What a ridiculous thing to say. Well, sister theoretically could be an arsehole any other day too, yet here we are. Not the butthole. Good on you for standing up in support of your son. Edit, thanks for the awards, y'all. And then a deleted user says, with an attitude like that, I'm sure the sister will be a bride again before long, so ruining this wedding was no big issue. Literally. So this next one was reposted by Choco Bomog, and they've put, man doesn't like that his girlfriend plays The Sims for 2 hours each day instead of focusing on him, so he deletes her save files and destroys her backups. He posts an am I the butthole for support, which she responds in with details of all the abuse and lies, and then breaks up with him spectacularly. Okay, let's go. So this one was posted to Best of Redditor updates. Am I the butthole for deleting my girlfriend's Sims save file? Update from girlfriend. And the trigger warnings are control, abuse, narcissism, racism, loss of multi-year project, vindicating wrath. Flippin' heck. Mood spoilers, she proves decisively that he is an a-hole and dumps him in a grand fashion. She recovers the saves. So it was posted 04/22/2024. Let's just start by saying that I, 24M, love my girlfriend, Aaliyah, 20F, very much. She's a super hardworking girl and she spends a lot of time on classes trying to get the highest grades possible for applying to nursing school in the future. When she's not doing that, she's doing chores or cutting down on her ever-growing to-do list. And when she's not doing that, she's spending 2 hours a day playing The Sims. This is where the problem comes in. 2 hours is really not much. My God, I used to be able to spaff 6 hours in an evening once the kids had gone to bed on the PlayStation, so that is not much. After all the stuff she does, Aaliyah doesn't have as much time to spend with me as she could. She's a perfectionist too, so when she's doing the more serious stuff like school, she puts in more effort than necessary, which is time consuming. It really got to me that even knowing this, she'll spend so much time on The Sims. It's something frivolous that she's doing when we already only get so little time together. She's also an adult, so essentially playing digital dolls almost every day is kind of something she ought to grow out of by now. Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear a single word from this OP about how they like to play racing car games then. Or you like to play with little toy cars on your games? Oh, really? And by the way, I actually don't give a shit if people like to play racing car games. I'm just saying it's like the hypocrisy here. You could say the same about that. But obviously, games aren't made just for kids. They're for adults. So many adults love The Sims. And so what? And I decided to step in and have her cut back on this. I obviously didn't delete the whole game, but I figured deleting the little save files that she was working on would deter her from spending so much time on it. Ah, yikes on several rusty bikes. That decision backfired tremendously. When she logged onto a game, she thought that there was some glitch going on and kept restarting it until I explained to her that I removed the saves. I would have gone, oh my God, mental. I would have gone crazy. What the hell? That's such horrible controlling behavior. She absolutely flipped out on me, saying that she'd been playing in that save file since like 2017, and I had ruined years of game progress. Sims isn't even a gold game. You would be surprised the storylines that you can make on Sims. I like making a little prison for all the people who piss me off in life, and I put them in it. I told her that she was overreacting because she still has the game and she could just remake her same little characters if it mattered so much. Have you noticed how much this OP's language proper infantilizes the OP's girlfriend? It's so icky because it's almost like in a way to completely undermine the OP's girlfriend and kind of basically say she should not get a say in what she does because look at her silly little girl brain. But it doesn't need to, and maybe now she can focus on more adult interests like loved ones. Basically, she left immediately, saying she was so stupid to leave her gaming laptop at my place and now she won't answer my calls. I know that this is a total overreaction, but I started to feel a little bad once I realised that it may not be as easy to redo her characters as I initially thought. So, am I the butthole for deleting my girlfriend's Sim saves? Yes, definitely. No questions asked. Like, it just screams of controlling behavior, really, and being like, you're not allowed to have your own little time or own little hobby. You must focus on me because I am the center of the universe. All right, wee man, calm down. TLDR, my girlfriend is obsessed with The Sims, so to deter her from playing it so much, I deleted her save files. She blew up at me. Am I the butthole? I love how it was to deter her from playing The Sims, but he's just basically deterred her from himself. So then we get an update the next day. Girlfriend finds the post and answers OOP's Am I the Butthole question decisively with multiple examples. So this is the OP's girlfriend talking. Did you really think I wouldn't find this post? Did you really think I wouldn't see how you've been talking about me? I shudder to think what you've said in what you've deleted. Oh, there was some deleted stuff. Why don't you tell them the real story about how you not only deleted the save files, but also hammered the backup thumb drive so hard that there's a dent on your countertop now while I cried for you to stop? Why don't you tell them about how you tag along to my SI group after bio because you don't want me to be out of your sight? Oh yeah, called it. Controlling behaviour, knew it. Why don't you tell them about how my best friend, who's so-called in love with me, literally lives in another state and only visits once or twice a year? Why don't you tell them about how when my mother was sick a few months ago, you were blowing up my line all day every day for attention, knowing I was her primary caregiver 24/7? Why are you telling them that you work full-time or that you manage a grocery store when you work part-time and manage the fast food place inside it? I want you to can take this to heart when I say this, but I have genuinely been so much worse off for knowing you. You've destroyed my self-esteem with your constant criticisms of what I enjoy. You've controlled me in every way for as long as I've known you. You don't understand boundaries or when no means no. Your fucking racist family treats me like dog shit, and your friends are equally racist punk bitch assholes. You ruined something I've spent years of my life growing up with, and I could never bring myself to forgive and forget that, no matter how much love I've poured into you. I hate you for what you did to me and for what you've been doing, and I mean that. I'm going to make this so crystal clear since you didn't understand it the first time. We are through. Go fuck yourself. Yes, OP's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. I love it. Love it. So then the ex-girlfriend gives us a little update. That's it. Sorry for taking a while to tell everyone. I went to a local tech shop a few days ago and they helped me to recover everything. I hadn't had the chance to update due to final season. I'm typing this on my way to class, but yes, for anyone still wondering, I got everything back. Yay! I am so glad. All's well that ends well, with no friggin' help from the OP, that's for sure. I'm so glad that they dumped him. And yeah, the writing was definitely on the wall. I'm not being funny, but what a weirdo. Getting threatened by 2 hours of The Sims a day? Oh my goodness. Jog all the way on. So, down in the comments, PhoebeCG says 2 hours? Mate, I can easily drop 12 hours on Sims and not even notice. If my husband deleted my save files, I'd be divorced. And then Century Eggs and Rice says, my cousin's wife loves The Sims. My cousin loves to sit in the office while she plays it, and when he hears the Sim is about to give birth noises, guesses the gender. If he's right, he gets to name it. Her currently legacy heir is Hot Beans, legacy name. Oh, I love that. Exactly, like, instead of thinking, oh, maybe this is something we could bond over and I could sit and watch and we could have a laugh over it. No, he thought, you know what? You're enjoying something. Can't be having that now, can we? What a knobhead. Okay, so I think that's all we've got time for today. If you made it to all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give it a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Coven of Void. Welcome. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye.